What's going on, everybody? Here goes a recap for NFL Week 10, 2017, and we're going to jump right into it with the Packers and the Bears. Now, if you were foolish enough to bet the Bears, shame on you. I knew that the Packers would win this game just simply because everybody was so excited about the fact that, Hundley is in there, no Aaron Rodgers and all that stuff like that. But you got to remember, Trubisky is still a rookie. So I'm not going to ever, assume that this guy is just going to come out and just be doing whatever he wants. Now, they did make some mistakes. There was a touchdown call back. Other things happened within the game. I understand that, but I just knew the Packers would win the game. I actually was talking to a lot of my fans on my other channel, GmiasWorld, my gaming channel, with Madden, and we were discussing certain things, and I like the Packers for the game. It's just certain games, you just know, it's going to happen the other way around. And this was one of those games because it was just like set up. When everything is set up to be a win in the NFL, it's usually not going to be a win in the NFL. And we're going to get to the reasoning behind that with the Saints and the Bills, because that was another setup game that everybody thought the Bills, because of their defense, would beat the Saints. But we'll get to that in a second. But overall, the Bears are pretty much, they've been underachieving for the, for the entire year. Starting off with Mike Glennon, John Fox, he's challenging plays that are going against them. It's just a hot mess. The Packers are not, I will be very, very surprised if somehow Mike McCarthy is able to get those boys up to even compete in that NFC North. I'm going to tell you right now, I would be very, very impressed because I really think that team needs Aaron Rodgers to breathe. And that's just my point of view with it. Again, that doesn't mean I'm not going to pick them for certain games because, I watch football. I understand how matchups go and what teams are made of. And it just seemed like the Packers were destined to win that game, in my opinion. And again, the Bears just look like a hot mess. The Browns and the Lions. Now, I don't know what was going on with this game right here, but for some reason, the Browns were actually competing for it for some reason. And it was really, really annoying me that it was going on for a long time. But this was another game. They ended up covering their 11-point spread, which was really, really good for me. Because if the Lions lost this game, bro, we're going to get to the 49ers in a second, but one of these teams have to win the game. I don't think they're going to go 0-16 like the Detroit Lions. I don't think anybody's going to do that. Someone is going to lose to the Browns. And that team, whoever it is, regardless if it's the last game and they already made the playoffs, that coach should be fired. That's just my opinion. But the Lions were able to fight back. They did what they needed to do, handle their business, and that's what they're supposed to do. Some games are not going to start off the way that we scripted, but it's about the way you finish. And they came out there and they did what they were supposed to do. So, congrats to those Lions, and the Browns still suck. The Steelers and the Colts. Now, this is another game. The Steelers have a problem with losing to teams that are really, really bad. And they do it every year. And that's why I always suggest to people that are asking me about bets for Vegas and, DraftKings and stuff like that. It's different because with DraftKings, you could do individual players. Certain players are going to have stats. Antonio Brown dropped a key pass that game. But all in all, I'm going to let you understand this. Big Ben, this might be his last year, bro. And I'm telling you that because some of his throws are so bad that it just doesn't make any sense. And at the end of the day, we got to figure out, Tom Brady is Tom Brady. But we know what Big Ben Roethlisberger gives us and what he's always given us. And it just seems like this guy, even when he said it, I know he's trying to be sarcastic when he said maybe he just doesn't have it. But I'm starting to believe that this man just doesn't have it. Because this dude will throw the ball anyway. He doesn't even care what's happening, bro. The dude will just throw the ball up. It doesn't matter. And I understand that he has a lot of speed on his team, but some of his throws are so dumb. And that's why I don't know if I like them to be the team that can take the Patriots down. Because they make a lot of mistakes that just doesn't make sense. And most of it is at the quarterback position. And I just don't think that you can win that way. Even though, sometimes the defense steps up. They were having a lot of trouble with the Colts. And the Colts are pretty much, they got Brisket out there. Isn't it Brissett? Jacoby Brisket? Whatever his name is, bro. And he's out there trying to do whatever. And they got the lead with the field goal with 0-0 on the clock to win the game. So if you bet the Steelers, you probably didn't cover the spread. It's pretty embarrassing, but it's a win. It's the NFL. A win's a win. So, we move on from it. But just to keep in mind, the Steelers are always going to lose to bum teams every year. It's just something that happens. The Chargers and the Jaguars. Now, this game was very, very interesting because everybody was telling me the Jaguars are just going to go in there and beat on the Chargers. And I was trying to tell them, bro, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to tell you something about Phillip Rivers. There's two things he's good at. Having a whole lot of children and throwing the football. Those are two things that man is good at. And I'm telling you right now, I will bet that every single time. This guy is an outright goon when it comes to banging his wife continuously for her to continuously give him children and for him to throw the football very, very accurately. Okay. The Jags were somehow able to come back when I thought that they were just done. I thought they were really just over. I really didn't think that they were going to be able to come back and win this game. I really just didn't think that. But they were able to do that. And that means a lot for the Jacksonville Jaguars because Blake Bortles threw a pick late. And I just was like, yo, this game's over because that's what Blake Bortles does. Blake Bortles is a bum. He's a horrible quarterback. And, the defense stepped up, man. Got him the ball back. They were able to do what they got to do, tied the game, went into overtime, and the rest is history. It's a loss. So, moving forward with it, I don't really know exactly what we're going to be able to get out of it as far as the Jaguars go. AFC South, they're definitely going to – I think they're definitely making the playoffs. Let me just say that, but I just don't know what we're going to get out of them because it still seems like they have a lot of growth to do. Jalen Ramsey getting choked out one week. This week, he just looked like he didn't even care. For a lot of this game, Jalen Ramsey just looked like he wasn't even involved in the game, to be honest. Just watching him, I didn't like his body. I didn't like the body language. So, looking at that and just the overall fact that they have Blake Bortles at quarterback, I don't know how far they could possibly go. The Chargers season has been over since like week 5 because they had some kicker that was kicking the ball into the stands and never anywhere near the upright. So it's been an unfortunate season for the Chargers, but it is what it is. That's the way football goes, and we just got to deal with that. But the Jaguars, I think, are going to make the playoffs. The Saints and the Bills, this was a trap game right here because everybody was telling me how good the Bills' defense is and how the Saints can't play in the weather and all that stuff like that. And I still went with the Saints betting-wise because I just don't trust the Bills. I don't trust them because I don't know. It's very, very funny with me, like when I'm able to bet games and I'm absolutely sure that what I say is going to go and then it happens like this. This was amazing to me because I told my stream, I was like the Bill. I don't trust the Bills. It's something about that team that I just don't trust. I'm going to always go with Drew Brees over a team that I don't trust. And Drew Brees just went out there and just lit it up. He just lit it up. And the Bills just looked horrible, man. They really, really looked bad from the jump. And it's unfortunate, but they're in a division with the Patriots, so it's going to be another year they don't make the playoffs, and it is what it is. And guess what, guys? Tom Brady wants to play another 19 years, so good luck with that. The Jets and the Buccaneers. This was a very interesting game because Fitzpatrick and the other bum, Fitzpatrick's on the Buccaneers now, and they got McCown on the Jets, and they're both bums, and they've been with like they're like a dog that's with a woman that's been with every woman. Like they've been on every NFL team. You know what I'm saying? They know every owner by first name. They played golf with them. These two quarterbacks suck. And this is again, when people telling me, pick the Jets, the Buccaneers suck. I'm like, no, they're still the Jets. Like, people got to understand, you are what you are. You can't just wake up and be like, all right, you know what? Yeah, I was doing that last week. I ain't doing that no more. No, you are what you are. The Jets are a horrible football team. And they were, they got lucky throughout the beginning of the year. And then you look at Todd Bowles' face and you're like, how are they winning games? And it's just really, really annoying to me because when I see him on the sideline, he makes me sick. And it's not that he's a loser. It's just that he doesn't look like he has what it takes to be a head coach in the National Football League. I'm sorry, bro. Like Mike Tomlin does. Like you can see Mike Tomlin with that fierceness, whatever. When your body is just looking ridiculous and you just standing there and you just, you know what I'm saying? Like he don't got that swag. Like I can't give him a pass because he don't got the swag. And that's a New York team. New York teams got to come with swag. Like Rex Ryan, he was a horrible football coach because he was pretty much a defensive coordinator. He had no idea what was happening on offense, but he had swag. And he would run his mouth, and they would lose, and it was fun, when he was there with the Jets. But this guy, Todd Bowles, it doesn't make any sense. And then the only thing that he does is say, we got our butts kicked. He'll do that in an interview every now and again, and then that's supposed to be like, oh yeah, he's a good coach. No, it doesn't work that way. I don't know what he's doing, bro, and I don't really care that they've been competing at a better level than people thought. I just don't buy into the Jets, and also the Buccaneers suck. Vikings and the Redskins. This was I love this game. I watched this game throughout. Outrageous shootout. Kirk Cousins threw some dots that were intercepted, but he made some really, really great plays. Overall, the Vikings defense were able to withstand a lot of, counteractions by the Redskins. They were able to, and then their offense, they were playing pretty well. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I know Teddy Bridgewater is, they're saying that we saw him in pads and stuff like that, but I don't really know if you want to take out Case Keenum right now. I'm just saying that because you go with momentum in the NFL. Look, the one thing that the NFL has taught us and me, growing up, young kid watching it, my uncles going to now, is that momentum is key. And I don't know if you want to mess up that chemistry to bring in Teddy Bridgewater. I know he made the Pro Bowl and all that stuff like that, but right now it seems like the receivers have that sync. They look like they're ready to go with the with him at quarterback. I wouldn't take him out. That's just me. I don't know what they're gonna do. I wouldn't take him out. I would ride it out, see what happens, because it just doesn't make any sense to mess with the chemistry right now. If I want to win and I'm the Vikings and I'm 7-2, I'm holding it down right now for him. As soon as he starts to act like what we know he is, Case Keenum, because we know he's gonna throw some picks and do some wild things, we might consider that. Getting Teddy Bridgewater in. But right now, I would leave it the way it is. As far as the Redskins go, I don't really know. Josh Norman got burnt a couple times. Like, you're supposed to be a lockdown corner, bro. Like, you're supposed to be that dude. You can't go out there and get burnt deep and almost give up 6 and be a top tier corner. Like, those things can't happen. We're gonna all get beat on plays, and that's why I always tell people when they ask me, like, yo, Gmia, who was the best cornerback that you've ever seen, or who do you think based on the stuff that you watch? And I always go Deion Sanders, because you weren't doing that to Deion, bro. Like, Deion will give you 15 yards, catch up to you, and pick you up, run for 6, and then take your mom out on a date the same night. Like, I don't know. It is what it is, man. Josh Norman is a great corner, but on that play with that double move, you can't get beat like that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's not still one of the top tier corners. I'm just saying you can't get beat like that if you're that top tier corner. And I like Josh Norman. I go to bat for him, whatever. But it's key plays like that. And then also the receivers on the Redskins, they just can't catch the ball. I don't know what the ball goes through their hands for a pick. It's tipped. It's this and that. Then you blame Kirk Cousins. Like, look, Kirk Cousins is going to get paid. And he deserves to get paid based on all the quarterback play that we see in the National Football League. So I don't want to hear that, as far as that goes into it. But, the Redskins, defensively, they didn't play well. Bengals and the Titans. Let me just tell you something about the Bengals. Marvin Lewis, is he serious? Is he serious or not? I don't know. I don't know if he's serious or if he's not serious. Like, what is he doing there as a head coach in the National Football League? And, I wanted to touch on the Browns. Did we talk about the Browns already? They suck. With that QB sneak at the end of the half or something like that. I forgot to bring that up. Hugh Jackson should be fired. I almost forgot about that. I was drinking a lot of vodka, and and that almost slipped my mind. Hugh Jackson is a horrible coach. All right, I got that in there. Now going to the next horrible coach. This guy, Marvin Lewis, one of the most ridiculous coaches to ever coach in the National Football League. He has no self-respect. He is one of the most horrible coaches. Look, I give him a lot of credit. According to players that have played with him, they all say that he's a great man and stuff like that. But great men they don't have to be coaches. Great men could go be humanitarians, do a lot of donations, be philanthropists, go out. Just don't be a football coach, because this is not for him. I think he should be fired, like, right now as I'm doing this podcast. And that's pretty much it, bro. They're an embarrassment. When I saw A.J. Green get that touchdown, I thought the game was over. Obviously, the Titans came back and, scored again and won the game. But, it has a lot to do with Marvin Lewis. I think Marvin Lewis is one of the worst head coaches to ever coach in any sport. In any sport. It doesn't matter what the sport is. I don't care if it's badminton. I don't care if it's out throwing rocks like we used to do back in the day. Whatever coach he would coach as a coach for any kind of coaching of a team, the guy's the worst coach ever. All right? As far as the Titans go, I was impressed, man, that they were able to come back and win this game, because I'm not sold on Mariota. I like DeMarco Murray. I like Derrick Henry. I like their running game and stuff like that. I like Delanie Walker. But this guy Mariota, sometimes he just does some real weird things, like throw picks for no apparent reason. So I'm not really sold on him. And I wasn't expecting them to win that game. But they did, and it is what it is. Texans and the Rams. You see, this is why I'm very, very... I feel for the Houston Texans fans. I really, really feel for them, because they had something in Deshaun Watson that you don't get very, very often. And when you look at Tom Savage, you realize he is a savage, but in the wrong way. He is a horrible quarterback. That guy sucks, man. He sucks. And I'm going to tell you this right now. The Texans, man, they got to chalk this year up. I'll probably start sitting people. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to risk injury with other people. You already got Watt out. You got Merciless out. You don't want to get Clowney out and them other boys. And it doesn't look like they want to play anymore. What is it? Hopkins? Look, the guy, Tom Savage hit him right in the hands, and he just dropped it, and he didn't even care. You saw his reaction. It's just like, it's so bad when you know your quarterback is the worst player on the field, man. And Tom Savage, how do you sleep at night, bro? Taking a check and going out there and playing like that. Oh, I know how you sleep, like a baby, bro. Yeah, I'll be sleeping like a baby too. If I sucked and I was in your shoes, Tom Savage, I'll be sleeping like a baby. I'm just asking that. A rhetorical question. But the Rams look really, really good. They're out there balling, man. They're doing what they got to do. They're 7-2. They're riding high. We got to see how it goes in the playoffs, man. Jared Goff is looking good. We'll see how that works out. But they did what they're supposed to do and beat on the Texans team that's without their star quarterback. Cowboys and the Falcons. For everybody that wants to know, Dak did not have his left tackle. Let me make that announcement. Dak did not have his left tackle, Tyron Smith, and that's why he played horribly. Shut up, man. I don't want to hear this. Listen, I know that they put a left tackle out there that had no business being by himself, and they didn't help him out. It's the National Football League. Dak has to figure out a way to be a better quarterback when they have everybody has losses. Didn't that boy Carson Wentz lose Jason Peters? I thought he lost Jason Peters. I think he did. Look, I don't know. I'm just saying. But the bottom line is this, right? Dak didn't have Zeke, and it was 27-7. That's the story of this. They're going to say, oh, his left tackle was out, this guy was out, his grandma was in the hospital. Listen, you got to be able to compartmentalize, okay? And you got to be able to play that game for that moment, and you got to be able to account for certain situations. And it just didn't happen. It didn't happen in this game. Falcons came out, they balled, they did what they were supposed to do, and exactly what I thought they were going to do. And the Cowboys are probably not going to make the playoffs. The Giants and the 49ers, Ben McAdoo will be fired. He is a horrible coach. The team quit on him. It was outright. It was right in his face. I hate his face. I don't think he should be a coach in the National Football League. I think that the Giants made a huge mistake. I think Hugh Jackson made a huge mistake by not taking it. I think that they should probably just bench Eli Manning for the rest of the year instead of risking injury and decide where they want to go in the future. And not, the season's over. They're done. They're fighting for the #1 draft pick. You might as well see who can do what and whatever. Fire Ben McAdoo right now and start to rebuild for the future. That's all you can really do. Patriots and the Broncos. Special teams was what it was all about. It wasn't more or less about Tom Brady just being the MVP. He looks really, really good. And right now, I know everybody's sold on the 8-1 Philadelphia Eagles or whatever they are, but Tom Brady is the real story. Because this dude right here is 97 years old. And he's playing at the highest level I've ever seen a quarterback that's 150 years old play. I know the years are going up, but I'm telling you right now, as a man that played football at very, very high levels, bro, it's very, very difficult to go out there and do what Tom Brady's doing. I'm just telling you that right now, and that you got to put that into account. And also, they were playing with Brock Osweiler, who also was a manager at McDonald's just last week. The dude why is he in the NFL? Yo, I'm just so disgusted with these quarterbacks, bro. The Broncos are losing a year with such a great defense because they couldn't make a better decision on the quarterback position. That is disgusting to fans. That's disgusting to the NFL. And I'm very, very appalled. And the Denver Bronco fans don't deserve that, bro. They don't deserve Brock Osweiler. I'm sorry, man. It's just disgusting to watch. I know the Patriots are coming back and do what they're supposed to do, but the Broncos could have played a lot better with a different quarterback. And all they have is 3 bums. But at the end of the day, Tom Brady is an MVP over Carson Wentz. I don't care. Don't at me. But if you do want to at me at GmiasWorld on Twitter. I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. I hope you guys are sharing, subscribing, and I'll see you guys and girls next time. All right? Enjoy your day. One love.